Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back with another Fortnite video. And today's video, I'm going to be covering all of the new settings and everything that you guys want to have here for the new Chapter 4 season. I'm going to be sharing with you guys all of the controller settings, sensitivities, and all of the display graphic settings. I'm going to be covering everything in this video. So if you guys need some updated settings for any reason, definitely stay to the end of the video because I'm going to be covering all of the changes and also all of the sensitivity and settings that you guys want to have on here for Chapter 4. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a VBuck giveaway. I bought a ton of these VBuck cards for you guys to have. If you guys would like to receive a card and enter the giveaway, all you guys have to do is simply drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell and drop a comment down below of either your Xbox gamer tag, PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. I will be giving out one of these cards every single Friday. I will share the screenshot of the winner in the video, so make sure you guys stay updated if you are interested in winning free V-Bucks. And lastly, if you guys want to support me in the item shop, just go down to the bottom right, hit on support a creator, type in creator code YoungHumor, and you guys will have me supported in the item shop as a creator. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so I'm going to be covering in this video all of the settings that you guys want to have here for Chapter 4. So going into my video settings, and just for recording my videos, it's easier to play in windowed, but you always want to be on full screen when you're playing in game. It's going to give the lowest latency and also give you the best FPS. I just use windowed when I'm recording because it's a lot easier for me to go back and forth in between different applications. So as far as your display settings, your frame rate limit, you want to have it as high as you can have it. Your rendering mode is really important. I always want to recommend being on performance. It's going to give you the best FPS over DirectX 11 and DirectX 12. For your brightness, I have mine at 136. It just depends on your monitor. I have no colorblind modes on. View distance on medium, textures on medium, and the show FPS is on. So these are really the video settings that you want to have. Going into your game settings, I'd recommend having the auto open door feature, the mantle activation on hold jump. These are the best ones to have for that category. I like the mantle jump activation on hold jump, so you don't accidentally just mantle when you're not meaning to. As far as the other settings that are important, the disable pre-edit option, you want to make sure you have that on. Confirm edit on release, I recommend having that on as opposed to off. Some people play with it off. I recommend having it on. It's just a lot better. It's just a lot easier to get used to because you don't have to hit an extra button to confirm your edits, which can be kind of annoying a lot of the times. Going down into the extra game options, the tap to search less interact is on, and record replays. You want to have this off if you're not actually using your replays because it's going to take up some of your FPS and make your game a little bit not as smooth because it's also trying to record your replays while you're playing the game as well. Going into the reticle and damage feedback, this is a big change they made this season. It's really cool that you can have stacking damage numbers as opposed to just number and number. So if you get a double headshot, that would be like a 66 and 66. It's just going to show the total damage instead of individual numbers. So that's the damage numbers setting. And then the reticle damage feedback, this is going to be your hit markers. I have kind of just messing around with the settings. It's just personal preference. Hit only will be hit markers when you hit the player. Off is going to be when it's off. So it just really just depends visually what you like and what you don't. But that's a big change that they made this season, having the stacking damage numbers. I think this is a really cool addition to the game. It allows you to accurately call out how much damage you've done to a player because you know exactly how much is done as opposed to hitting them like 4 or 5 times with your SMG and you're like maybe 60, maybe 70. It's hard to really call out exactly how much damage you've done. But with the new setting, it's really easy to tell. Hud Scale, I recommend being on at 80%. As far as the controller sensitivity settings that I recommend for this season, I don't really use too much of these settings except for the slide hold time, which I have at a 0.05. And I don't really use the reset camera or the reset camera axis. It's not really that necessary and you don't need it. Most players don't use it, so you really don't need to use it. Your build mode sensitivity is a 1.9. Edit mode is a 2.1. The look horizontal speed is a 42%, and the look vertical speed is also on a 42% as well. I recommend these settings for any type of player. I feel like this is a good balance in between smooth and fast. It doesn't feel overly quick, but it doesn't feel overly smooth or slow as well. So I feel like these settings are a good mix in As far as recommending the sensitivities in my videos, I recommend trying them out and then maybe making the small adjustments that you would need to make. So if you need to slightly raise or slightly lower a sensitivity or two, you can do so. But I recommend using these settings as a baseline. I think they're really, really good for this season. They offer a lot of versatility as far as being quick and also accurate. Another change that they made I just wanted to showcase quickly is when you destroy walls, they break differently than before. Going into my ADS sensitivities, I have a 9% for my horizontal and vertical speed. My turning boost is on a 10%, and then my ADS turning ramp boost time is on a 0.18. I like these settings a lot. It helps me hit players from longer ranges when they're moving or if they're standing still really accurately and easily. I recommend linear settings. You can use exponential, but linear is just the best option overall. Most players are going to be using it. I don't have a look dampening time. You can use a look dampening time if you feel like it might improve your aim. It's kind of like an extra dead zone, and it can be very helpful in a lot of cases, but I recommend having it off if you don't need it. As far as my controller dead zones, I have a 10% on my left analog stick, and my right stick is going to be a 9%. It really just depends if you have any stick drift. If you have stick drift, then you want to increase your controller dead zones. If you don't have any stick drift, then you want to lower it, because the lower your controller dead zones, the more sensitive your analog sticks are going to be, which means your input delay is going to feel a lot more responsive and more quick. So having a lower controller dead zone is important to have if possible. But like I mentioned, if you have a lot of stick drift, then you want to increase this, because you don't want your controller or your player in game to just move or kind of look when you're not meaning to. It can be really annoying. So that's as far as dead zones. You want to have as low as possible without having any stick drift. And as far as my ADS sensitivity, it feels really great. A 9% with a 10% boost. I think it's the perfect sensitivity for the season. As far as my control options, it really depends on what you play on. I play on 4 paddles. If you play with non-paddle, non-claw, so you play with regular, it's going to look a lot different. I recommend checking out a video of mine if you want some different binds. But as far as my binds, I play with 4 paddles. My upper right paddle is my edit button. My upper left paddle is my toggle pickaxe. I use switch mode for my left stick. Right stick, it's important to have the crouch, slide, / repair, not just the crouch, so you can actually repair your walls and also slide. I don't have anything bound to the B button because it's bound to how I place traps, which will be in the next set of options you'll be able to see. And the build controls, I'm going to have the place traps on my B button, which I forgot to bind it. I don't know why I forgot to do it in this video, but that's how I'm going to be able to like place traps and like launch pads if I wanted to, which I don't know if those are actually in the game. I only played a couple games this season, but if I need to place traps or anything, that's how I'm going to place them. And as far as all the other settings in the build controls, they're pretty much the same. My emotes are on Y when I pull up my builds. As far as my edit controls, I have the confirm as left trigger, and then I have the reset as my right stick. So sometimes the reset, a lot of people prefer to be it on the right bumper instead of right stick. It really just personal preference. I like confirm on left trigger and reset on right stick. It feels the most comfortable for me, and that's what I like the most. But anyways, with that being said, that is going to be all of these new settings that I recommend here for chapter 4. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you found it very helpful. If you guys could, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified for every single new upload. But with that being said, I appreciate all you guys watching the video, and alright guys, I will see you next video.
I'm trying to hide it, hidden these voices inside to stay quiet. All new